Okay, I want to touch on these data centers a little bit and try to wake people up. You know, the average one, they say, uses like 5 million to 8 million gallons of water a day. Some of them way more than that. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever taken a shower and forgot to turn on your exhaust fan, but your entire bathroom was soaking wet after just a few minutes in the shower. Where are all these steam pipes coming up from these data centers, okay? This is nothing more than a huge cover-up for what's really going on. Can you even imagine 5 million gallons of water, okay? And these towns that say they're going dry? You have to keep in mind, our enemy lives here. There are many of them here, okay? They can pull off anything they want. 5 million gallons of water on, now that's on the low side. That is on the low side. You try to imagine 5 million gallons of water of steam all day long. Do you know how many clouds that would create? And we've got data centers all over the place already, they say. Do you realize that this place would be nothing but cloud coverage? Not only that, it has to come back down, okay? It would be raining everywhere. This place would be flooded out. If an average town uses, a town that has like, 50,000 people in it, it's using 5 million gallons of water. Well, if they're using it, it has to go into steam, folks, or there would be no reason to use it. They're using it to allegedly cool these components down, right? Now, how much water do you think it would take to cool a computer down? I get it, they're big computers, they say. Do you realize how stupid this is? They want people to think that data centers are being built and that's how AI is going to become large. It's been here the whole time, 100% in operation. It's just that now it's time for harvest. Where do you put your harvest? In a barn? How about a data center? Harvest your data. Okay? And the people. You need to watch Soylent Green. None of this adds up if people will just look at the obvious. All day long using that much water, and they'll show a town where people are, they don't have any water in their sinks, it's barely coming out. 50,000 people, okay? Do you know how many of those people would have made videos of their sink water not coming out for the last year of not being able to wash themselves or cook or clean or do anything? Somewhere along the lines here, folks, we've got to wake up. Whatever they put on the table is not what is on the table. And it's always a Band-Aid on the bullet hole. And the electric. Everyone's electric's going up. Yes, it is. I can vouch for that. Mine used to be 70, maybe a month. Now it's 300 or more. You want to tell me how that's possible? Oh, because these computers, they use that much electricity. Really? With the efficiency that we have? Think about how much your phone does. And AI runs through your phone. Each one of your devices, each one of your phones, your smartphone, the watch, the refrigerator that tells you, whatever, your stove, especially the phone, they're not lying as well. They're harvesting energy and need the energy, but they need to cover it up by telling you the electric bills are high. The energy is coming from you, from your body. You have voltage in you. As long as they can keep you stirred up and generating extra energy and lose it from your body so they can feed from it, from you, to the phone, out of the phone, into the atmosphere, then they give power to the name, number, and energy of the beast. They give power. They anyone out there that uses a phone, computer, I don't care what it is, it's absorbing your energy, and it's readable. Get you a cheap multimeter and look back into some of my videos. I can show you where after a certain level of energy in you, it leaks out, okay? You've all been to someone's house where they acted like everything was fine, but you could feel the energy in the air because it's really there, okay? That negative energy. Now the thing with this is they need positive and negative energy, and they need a ground. You can't have a working machine, the beast machine, the system, without a ground. For you mechanics out there, I'm sure you are aware of the fact that if you got a little ground wire touching somewhere in your vehicle, you got big problems, right? This is nothing but a lie. And data centers, yeah, they're harvesting your data. That's true. But I hope we already know that, because they're reading your minds 24 hours a day. You are linked in. If you have a phone, you are linked in now, and your eyes are a camera 24 hours a day. They're not worried about the camera on your phone, because you are the camera that goes into the internal workings of the phone, and it's recorded. Everything about you, anything you think or do 24 hours a day. And people want to argue this point, but I'm telling you, it's happening. And some of you know it's happening. You've already tested this area. And I do have some videos somewhere in there a few months back explaining this and how to see how this is taking place. But as far as all this water that's being used up, come on. I mean, we gotta wake up somewhere here. You gotta wake up. You have to wake up. And even if someone could really say that, okay, they're using all this water, where's this steam at? Steam would turn into clouds. You're talking about so much steam that you, as long as these places have been running right now, just the ones that they have up and active that they say, you wouldn't be able to see your hand in front of your face right now because of the steam. There's no way, especially for you ones that know that this place is flat and is contained. You're in a jar, basically. Where do you think the steam's going to go? This would be nothing but a continued moisture effect. The steam would be unbelievable from these places. You wouldn't be able to see the state. If it wasn't a windy day, and then the next state over would get it, but if it wasn't windy in your state where these things are at, do you really think that a state that might have a few data centers in it wouldn't be so steam and fog filled that there's no way you could even see your hand in front of your face? And now it's been foggy in a lot of places, but that's not what's going on here. That's something else. But they need people to see fog and talk about it a lot, because fog is what? 19, and you see it. C19, do you see 19? You should, because it's pushed in those kind of spells and workings all the time over humanity. Fog is what? FOG, that's 7, 15. I'm sorry, FOG is 6, and then O is 15, and then you have the 7 for the G. Break that down, and you got 19. Of course you do, because you can see it. It's C19, even though you don't know you're under that spell. Data centers, what are they going to do with them? They're going to harvest humanity. They're harvesting them right now. And it's not just about the mental harvesting here. Okay? They're not creators. Everything that they have gotten here is from mankind. I know a lot of people want to lean towards the fallen angels being very wise and smart. They're not. They're thieves. Don't forget that. They are thieves and liars. All the fallen ones are that. They have been harvesting energy here for so long that we think that it's something new or there's something that is newly going to happen. That's not true. We are the creators. That's why they're stealing from us. Okay? They're nothing without us. And on top of it all, they're literally feeding off of our energy. They're draining us continually, non-stop. And unless people wake up to some of these very obvious look this way, look that way kind of thing that's going on with simple things. Try to imagine 5 million gallons of water and try to imagine the people that they say it's being taken from. Do you really think nobody would have made like thousands of videos by now in a town that has maybe 50 or 100,000 people in it where they're sucking the water out of their town and they don't have any water? There wouldn't just be that one lady they're pushing that's like, look, my faucet, there's no water coming out. What does that mean? So when you see things like this, you got to stop and think, okay, how are they getting away with this? They must really be here in large numbers and actually be in complete cities and towns doing this to pull it off. Well, yeah, of course. Absolutely they have. They're in place. They're here for the harvest. Who do you think planted the tares? Who do you think planted the tares? There's another, I don't want to say person. There are other things here of the evil side, the principalities of the air and such. They have planted the tares here and they want their harvest from that. And they'll take in anybody that's human that has been grafted in. They will harvest from them as well. This place is absolutely not what we were told in any way, shape, or form. And if you just really take a look at why they're pushing things like they do and look at some common factors. You've all taken a shower for, let's say you was in there for half an hour. That's a long time probably. And then turn on your exhaust fan. Your entire bathroom was soaking wet. Can you imagine? 5 million, 8 million? Some of these, they said 20 million gallons in a day or more. And I've heard even larger numbers. Where do you think all that steam would go? Do you think it would go unnoticed? Wake up. If you don't see these kind of simple things, I am concerned. Because if something that obvious is getting away from humanity, then humanity is toast. Okay? We can't be awake in just some areas. And you have to be really awake in the really, really big obvious things that they put on the table because, and I will say this again, and I say it often, whatever they have put before you is not what is going on at all. Zero. None. And the electric they say they're using, I mean, it doesn't add up. Did you see them tie in to create this electricity? And there's already, allegedly electrical shortages when it comes time to cool this place. That doesn't add up. Okay, well, maybe they're using generators. Okay, where's the continual lines and lines and miles worth of semis coming in with fuel oil to make these generators run? Anybody seen that? No, you haven't. And even if you do see a generator, maybe you actually see a data center, you can see it running. Please send me a picture or a video of continued steam coming from that place releasing 5 million gallons worth of water into the air, or 8 million or more in a day. I want to see it. And the electrical, same thing. If you can show me a non-stop flow of fuel oil or fuel of some kind feeding these generators that make this alleged electricity that is raising all of people's rates. And I'm not saying that the electricity isn't way, way higher. It is. Minus. It's ridiculous. That's to help cover up and increase their ability to get people to swallow this lie. Those data centers are their farms where they are going to bring in their harvest. Plain and simple. Zap all the people's minds, harvest it, and whatever the body is left, come on in, we're going to feed you, and people never come out. Why do you think they're everywhere? They're here for a harvest. People have got to slow down, and please remember, whatever they put in front of you is not what it is about at all. Not even slightly, okay? You need to really think right now to stay out of harm's way. If someone tells you they're cooling something down with, let's stay on the low end, the 5 million gallons of water in one day. If you have to use that much water to cool something down in a day, that means it's so hot that there would have to be steam. Okay? There would have to be steam. There's not. Not that much. It should be so bad here that there's nothing but dark clouds above us all, pouring down rain 24 hours a day. That's the only way that can be possible. It doesn't dissipate into the air and thin out to where you couldn't see that happening. And even when it does reach higher altitudes, it would become clouds, okay? Water doesn't just go up 5 million gallons worth of water and just chill out and hang out for a few weeks and decide to come down. The electricity is a big one. That electricity has, that they say they're using so much of, that's a lie, folks. You gotta wake up. And you will realize this once you understand that the electric that we've always used here is the same electricity I use. It runs through my house and back out, and you use it, and it goes on for years and years and years and years. And not only that, every component in your house that has a motor of any kind creates electricity and has also helped to make this free electric that they charge us for. That has always been in these power lines, and that's the lines on the telephone poles. Those are air batteries. Not only are they collecting from us, charging us for it, for what we even create to give back to them, they're getting it free from the air. This is a fact, and this is why they have to have like dams where they're actually creating some electricity, but it just happens to take more electricity to get the water to go back up and around that it creates, mind you that, okay? This is all lie. You have to wake up because this is a big one. The data center and people falling for this. I'm not saying they're not there. I'm telling you it's not what you think. My guess on this is that they don't even have to finish these barns, these data centers, because when you harvest something, sure, it'd be nice to have all the barns built. You wouldn't need to. You could build them as you were harvesting.